A Labour MP's office has gone up in flames overnight in a suspected arson attack. Police, fire crews, cordons, it's all unfolding right now in Washington and Gateshead South. And today, questions are being asked. Who did this and why? Let's break this story down. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Overnight, the constituency office of Labour MP Sharon Hodgson, who represents Washington and Gateshead South, was the target of a suspected arson attack. The incident has prompted a major response from both Northumbria Police and the Tyne and Wear Fire and Rescue Service. Fire crews were called just after midnight, with the emergency call logged at 0012. Within just 4 minutes, the first firefighters were on the scene at Woodland Terrace in Concord. In total, 7 appliances, including an aerial ladder platform, were deployed to tackle the blaze. Crews in breathing apparatus used hoses and jets to bring the fire under control and worked closely with police to secure the site. Thankfully, no casualties were reported. But the seriousness of this incident cannot be understated. Alongside the fire, graffiti was scrawled on the side of the building. It read, "328 days blood on your hands." That chilling message has now become a central line of inquiry for police. A spokesman for Ms. Hodgson confirmed the incident this morning, saying, "An incident occurred overnight at Sharon's office. We will not be commenting or speculating while there is an ongoing police investigation. What we are clear on is that there is no place for this kind of violence in our society." Sharon will not be deterred and will continue to support her constituents in Washington and Gateshead South, as she does day in, day out. Constituents should get in touch with their issues by emailing in the usual way. Ms. Hodgson has been an MP continuously since 2005 and is widely respected for her long service. Today, that work has been violently disrupted. The attack has drawn strong condemnation across the political spectrum. Blyth and Ashington MP Ian Lavery gave an emotional statement describing Ms. Hodgson as one of the kindest, most compassionate people you could ever meet. He called the attack not just a criminal act, but an outrageous assault on our democracy. Lavery went further, warning that the spread of half-truths, outright lies and malicious smears is fueling hostility and violence, and that if such incidents continue unchecked, someone is going to be killed. Those who live and work nearby have also been left shocked. John Foster, who works close to the office, told the Sunderland Echo, "I arrived this morning to attend a practice session to find the entrance blocked off by police cars and tape. The building looks a bit of a mess. If this has been done deliberately, then it's shocking behaviour, but people think they can get away with it." Another local resident voiced frustration, saying there are surely more democratic ways to protest. They added that neighbouring businesses may also have been affected, at a time when small businesses are already under huge financial pressure. The emergency services themselves have also responded publicly. Chief Fire Officer Peter Heath praised his firefighters for their swift and professional work. He said, "I want to commend our crews for their swift and professional response to this serious incident. Their actions ensured the fire was contained quickly and safely, with no reported casualties. We continue to work closely with our partners as investigations progress." Councillor Phil Tighe, chair of the Tyne and Wear Fire and Rescue Authority, also offered thanks to firefighters and staff, noting that the investigation may be long and complex, but stressing that their commitment to supporting the community remains strong. For now, the scene remains cordoned off with a heavy police and fire brigade presence. Detectives are gathering CCTV evidence, speaking to witnesses, and working to establish the motive behind both the fire and the menacing graffiti left behind. This incident raises profound questions, not only about political safety, but about the wider climate of anger and intimidation that public servants across the country now face. While investigations are ongoing, the message from MPs and community leaders is clear. Violence and intimidation will not be tolerated, and attacks on elected representatives are attacks on democracy itself. In other news, I used to believe the Prime Minister didn't believe in anything, but I was wrong. Nigel Farage has admitted as he spoke about Keir Starmer's approach to the Human Rights Act. He pointed to a clip in July 2024 in which the PM discussed the principles of the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR, which Nigel believes is responsible for much of the malaise in Britain's migrant crisis. Sir Keir speaks about how he was inspired by its principles when he first studied them 40 years ago. "I draw strength and value from it every day," he said. Nigel said the clip exposes the real Keir Starmer, as does a book published in 1999, which the Prime Minister wrote. The book has been branded a how-to manual in superseding British law, in which Sir Keir speaks about the enormous potential of human rights laws. The 900-page Manual on the Human Rights Act 1998 and the European Convention on Human Rights was obtained by GB News. It served as a manual for judges and lawyers on how to interpret human rights laws when they were introduced under Tony Blair in 1998. Speaking to the media, Nigel said it is now clear where Sir Keir stands. Keir Starmer was the one who wrote this book. He designed it to be a handbook, a guide, he said. The Prime Minister said our entire legal system should be based on these texts. "I used to say the Prime Minister doesn't believe in anything, but he did. The debate is about maximalist or a minimalist approach. Keir Starmer was determined it would be maximalist, and it has been for the last quarter of a century. We know who the real Keir Starmer is. Nigel has long demanded Britain's withdrawal from the ECHR, along with the dismantling or radical alterations to the Human Rights Act. He says much of Britain's migrant crisis owes to their terms as they restrict the UK's ability to deport people. The Reform UK leader also argues it undermines sovereignty and places too much power in the hands of European judges. While Labour has committed to reforming the Human Rights Act, it has steadfastly ruled out withdrawing from the ECHR. Labour MP David Pinto-Dushinsky joined Nigel and Christopher Hope on GB News to discuss potential changes, saying, "The Prime Minister's determination is absolute. We have already paused the right to family reunion, and we are talking to countries across Europe about how we can make changes." Christopher asked how we can trust the government to make changes given his previous resounding support. "We have made it very clear we are going to legislate on this. We have a Home Secretary who has made it clear she does not agree with a maximalist approach. Farage's intervention underscores a deeper battle now brewing at the heart of British politics, one that pits Starmer's long-standing legal philosophy against growing demands for radical reform." To his critics, the Prime Minister's past writings and praise for the ECHR reveal an ideological blueprint that ties Britain's hands in controlling its borders. To his supporters, they show consistency and conviction in protecting human rights. What is clear, however, is that the debate over the Human Rights Act and the ECHR is far from over. With Labour promising reform but refusing to consider withdrawal, and Reform UK pressing for a complete break, the issue is set to remain one of the most divisive flashpoints in the struggle over Britain's sovereignty, migration policy, and constitutional future. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.